What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, and I'm just checking in on you. What's going on? How are ya? Now today is June the 24th, and this is going to be your weekly vendor reset and must-buys. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But we will start off here in Washington, D.C., and we will finish up with Brooklyn and Warlords of New York. Our first vendor of the video is going to be our Base of Ops vendor. Here we go!
What can I help you find?
And starting at the top, we have the Closer. This is the named Uzina Getica chess piece with perfect Spada. And this one with hazard and explosive resistance. What I would do is change the explosive resistance off for, say, crit, headshot, armor regeneration, things like that, and get rid of that explosive resistance. That way you can fully, get the most potential out of this build and out of this chess piece. The chess piece is really nice. It amplifies your damage by 20%. Highly recommend using that with the linked laser pointer and flatline. Going to the high-end weapons, we have a Police T821 with max swap speed and Optimist, a Black Market AKM with rate of fire and flatline. There you go, right there. So, for example, this Black Market AKM has the long underbarrel rail attachment slot, and you can add the linked laser pointer to this with flatline and use that with perfect spotter. So right off the bat, you would be getting 35% amplified damage just by aiming your weapon and pulsing them. I mean, that's a really good setup just from our first vendor. And finally, for the weapons, we have a Officer's M9A1 with magazine size and streamline. Now, streamline, this is another good one. So you can pick up this weapon and add the streamline talent to your recalibration library. And then that way you can use it for any pistol. Highly recommend like the D50, something like that. Going to the high-end gear items, we have a Murakami backpack with skill damage, repair skills, and energize. That's actually pretty good for like a healer. You could change the skill damage off for, say, probably skill haste, something like that. And then every time you pop an armor kit, you could overcharge and be a healer. That's not bad. And finally, for the high-end items, we have an Overlord chest piece with skill haste, crit damage, and Vanguard. Going to the mods, we have crit damage 10.3, drone duration 6.4, turret duration 5.8, and sticky bomb duration of 6.4. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the Base of Ops vendor. The Closer is a good pickup. That AKM goes perfectly with it. Just change the rate of fire to damage to targets out of cover. You're good to go. And that Murakami backpack is good for you healer builds out there. And just a reminder, right now, we do have the Hollywood Global event going on right now. So you do have your seasonal vendor. Make sure you spend all of those stars before the end of the week. Now, while we're over here, let's check out the Countdown vendor. And the Dark Winter right now. Pick up the Dark Winter right now. Holy guacamole, Batman. I was just asked about this 3 different times during my live stream. Pick up the Dark Winter right now. Countdown vendor. Holy crap. That's a really good pickup. And this one has damage to armor, so you could keep it that way, or you could change it to damage to targets out of cover. But either way, there's your Dark Winter right there. Named Vector, perfect killer, bada bing, bada boom, pick it up. Oh man, that's awesome. Following that, we have the Rusty. This is the named RPK with perfect pressure point. And this one with headshot damage, okay. And finally, the Henri, or the Henry if you nasty. This one is the named Electrique chess piece with perfect companion. And this one with headshot and health. But by all means, go to the Countdown vendor right now and pick up that Dark Winter. Holy guacamole, Batman. And finally, our last vendor is going to be the Clan vendor. Now, before we look at the Clan vendor, big shout out to the DoD, Disciples of Doom. We are on all platforms, PlayStation, PC, and Xbox. And if you are interested in joining the clan, make sure you go to my Discord server, and then put your name under whatever tab is associated with your platform. So if you're on PC, you would go to PC clan invites. If you're Xbox, Xbox clan invites. You know what I'm getting at here. But again, shout out to the DoD Disciples of Doom, and here is your clan vendor. Oh, and by the way, the clan XP is working now. They did fix it, okay? And we did get our clan cash from last week. And if you go to previous, you can see that they added all of the clan XP from last week as well. So all of that has been fixed. And here is your clan vendor.
Something particular I can help
Starting
you
with the mechanical animal. This is the named assault rifle with future perfection. And this one with max damage to armor. Perfect. I mean, that's not bad at all. Remember that the future perfection weapon kills will give you a skill tier, and this can also overcharge you. So you could use this with the Murakami backpack that I showed you earlier from the base of ops vendor, and put that on a skill build, more specifically a healer build. And then whenever you get weapon kills, you could overcharge. Whenever you hit an armor kit, you could overcharge. All that jazz. Now going to the gear set items, we have a Umbra mask with hazard. That's good. Change the weapon damage to an armor core and go straight tank hazard Umbra. That's a really, really strong setup. Following that, we have breaking point knee pads with max weapon handling and a Foundry Bulwark pair of knee pads with repair skills. Going to the high-end items, we have a classic M60 with a health damage roll and vindictive. Okay. Tactical UMP with headshot and measured. M1928 with armor damage and preservation. Military G36 with max AR damage, max crit chance, and on empty. That's still not good. And finally, for the weapons, a double barrel sawed off with magazine size and ranger. Going to the gear items, we have a Richter and Kaiser backpack with weapon handling, explosive resistance, and companion. And finally, a Petrov chest piece with glass cannon, headshot, and repair skills. Going to the mods, we have headshot 7.7, crit chance 5.0, chem launcher +1 ammo, and drone health of 8.9. Now, must buys, things to look for from the clan vendor. The mechanical animal's okay. The Umbra's good. Change the weapon damage to armor. That's about it. All right. So we are done with the base of ops. So now it's time to travel west, and then we will double back east. Our first stop is going to be the campus settlement. Let's go. And if you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up. What are you waiting on? Support the channel by subscribing. I do daily Division content, so make sure you ring that notification bell. That way you don't miss a single Division upload. And by the way, shout out where you're from. It's cool to see where everyone's from.
Check it out.
But here we go, Campus Venda. And starting with another Rusty. Okay. Again, this is the named RPK with perfect pressure point, and this one with swap speed again. Very weird. The same exact... moving on. Custom M44 with max armor damage and Thunderstrike. And finally, for the weapons, a military MK46 with magazine size and steady-handed. Going to the high-end items, we have a Petrov mask with hazard and explosive resistance, and a China Light holster with skill damage and repair skills. Now, this China Light holster is not bad. You could change the repair skills off for either status or skill haste. Either way, that's a good holster. Looking at the mods, we have skill duration 8.3, chem launcher skill haste 6.0, hive health 7.6, pulse effect duration 8.8, and trap duration of 5.8. Must buys, things to look for from the campus. I would just say the China Light. Just the China Light. We're good to go. All right, now it's time to go to our Dark Zone vendors, starting with Dark Zone West. West, let's go. And speaking of Dark Zone vendors, just remember that each of these vendors only take DZ resources as currency. So go to your resources tab, and just above your keys, you will see your Dark Zone resources. For example, I'm sitting here at 173 out of 999, And if I need any more Dark Zone resources, I have to go into the Dark Zone and either open up the little blue boxes, or I have to pick up contaminated items, deconstruct them into Dark Zone resources, and then extract them. So one of those options, they go straight into your inventory. The other one, you got to do some stuff and extract it. All right? But that is the only currency that they take. And speaking of which, who you calling they? The Dark Zone vendors. Here we go. Dark Zone West.
Welcome, Agent.
Oh! Oh! Emperor's Guard knee pads with hazard. Oh! Yo! Pick these up right now. Change the skill tier off for an armor core. And these are really good. You could use that for armor regeneration hazard build and be damn near unstoppable. Wow. Wow. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Moving on. We have a M870 Express with optimal range and Optimist. A SIG 716 with health damage and Streamline. Again, with the Streamline talent. If you have not put it in your recalibration library for your tinkering station, pick this one up right now and put it in there. That way you can use Streamline on all your other rifles. Going to the gear items, we have a True Patriot pair of gloves with health, Virtuoso knee pads with health, Legatus gloves with headshot and hazard, and finally Zoo knee pads with armor regeneration and crit damage. Going to the mods, we have Disorient Resistance 8.3, Seeker Mind Damage 4.1, Shield Active Regeneration 4.2, Firefly Blind Effect Duration 6.0, and Decoy Duration of 6.0. But by all means, the must buy for right now, Emperor's Guard knee pads, DZ, what is this, West?
Pleasure to deal.
Yeah, DZ West. Our first DZ vendor of the video, Emperor's Guard, pick them up. And if you don't have the Streamline talent on your rifles, pick that one up too. All right. Now it's time to take our talents south to the deep south. The DZ South. Let's go. Oh, boy. We going down south. Yeah, get it on, boy. Woo-hoo. Sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I don't know what got into me there. I got lost in my thuggery. My bad. All right, here we go. DZ South. Here we go. Big money, no whammies. Yo, the apartment. Let's go, man. The apartment, another PvP exclusive item. This is the named SIG MPX with perfectly measured. It's the only weapon in the game with perfectly measured. And this is a badass weapon, man. Change the explosive resistance off for damage to targets out of cover, and you're good to go. The rolls for the SMG and crit chance are high enough to where you could just optimize them. But this is a good SMG. Pick it up. Wow. Wow. Dark Winter, Emperor's Guard, and the apartment. Stop it. Stop it, game. Come on. Following that, we have a Tactical AUG with reload speed and Optimist, a CTAR with damage to targets out of cover and overflowing. The CTAR's good. Don't sleep on the CTAR, all right? This is a good weapon. Change the talent to whatever it is you want, but this is a good weapon, the CTAR. Just saying. And finally, for the weapons, a snub-nosed Diceros. And this one with max headshot and close and personal. Going to the gear items, we have a Refactor backpack with armor regeneration, Aces and Eights chest piece with status, Shiny Monkey backpack with repair skills, crit damage, and concussion, and finally a Petrov chest piece with crit chance, headshot, and focus. Going to the mods, we have Headshot 7.2, Drone Scan Range 7.9, Turret Skill Haste 6.0, and Sticky Bomb damage of 6.5. Now, must buys, things to look for from DZ South. Pick up the apartment right meow. Did you just say meow? Do I look like a cat meow? Am I licking milk out of a little salsa meow? Now, look right meow. Here we go, the campus. No, we're not at the campus. We're at the castle settlement. This is our pit stop before DZ East. Let's pet the dog. Pet the dog. There we go. Oh, you just going to stretch and walk away? Son of a... Are you going to glitch out? Oh, they fixed it. Oh, nope.
Detected. Near my location. Go
Oh,
ahead by
oh,
hostiles.
uh-oh, the dog's confused. Ow! There he is, glitching again. There you are, glitching again. All right, here we go. Castle settlement. Let's see what goodies are over cheer. Starting with the Punch Drunk. This is the named Douglas and Harding mask with the extra headshot damage. And this one with weapon handling. Not bad. Especially if you're just worried about headshot damage and not crit chance, you could use that weapon handling and laser beam those headshots. Pretty damn nice. Not only that, but you could change the weapon damage over to an armor core and you could be good to go. But for me personally, I like the headshot to go with a crit chance roll and then another headshot mod. So I would typically go headshot, crit chance, headshot. But that weapon handling's not bad if you don't care about the crit. Not bad. Not bad at all. Pick this one up at the castle.
Protected hostiles
settings.
identified.
Moving on, we have a G28 with damage to targets at a cover and eyeless. A stoner LAMG with stability and eyeless as well. For the gear items, we have an electric mask with skill damage and weapon handling. You could easily just change the weapon handling off for status effects and you're good to go. And finally, a Petrov holster with skill haste and skill damage. Going to the mods, we have Skill Haste 10.0, Chem Launcher and Snare Duration 7.4, Hive Duration 4.2, Pulse Skill Haste 4.9, and Trap Duration 4.2. Must buys though, the Punch Drunk all day, every day. Pick that up. That's a good pickup. And finally, for the Dark Zone vendors, Dark Zone East. Now, for Dark Zone East, I do not go to the main entrance. I go to the Alpha checkpoint. That way you can hit this double loading screen and then just exit the checkpoint right to the vendor. If not, you will go all the way to the main entrance and then you would have to fast travel. So, or not fast travel, but run through the courtyard.
Access granted.
What do I mean by that? Well, here you go.
Detected.
So if you fast travel to the main entrance, you'll travel way out there and then you'll have to run through the courtyard. So it is a little bit quicker to just go to the Alpha checkpoint, hit that double loading screen, and then you're good to go. All right, DZ East. Ew. Ew. Yo, how are we going to have those two other must-buys and then you hit us with a Night Watcher? Come on, man. Talking practice? Practice! I'm not even going to talk about it. Moving on. M700 Carbon, crit hit damage and Thunderstrike. A military MK46 with optimal range and killer. For the other gear items, we have a Heartbreaker Mask with skill haste, ongoing directive holster with weapon handling, Heliguard Mask with status and crit chance, and Uzina holster with headshot and hazard. Going to the mods, we have skill duration 8.5, Chem Launcher Heals 6.0, Hive Range 4.0, Pulse Effect Duration 8.6, and Trap Duration 4.2. But must-buys from DZ East, nah. Nothing. Nada. Nyet. Not a damn thing. Man, we ain't found No, I'm just playing. This has actually been a pretty damn good vendor reset, not gonna lie. It's been a really good vendor reset. I mean, just the Dark Winter, Emperor's Guard, the Apartment, and the Punch Drunk. I mean, those are really good named items. Really good named items. All right, here we go. Our last stop before we go to New York, the theater.
Glad you're here.
Starting with the Tsunami. This is the named Shoddy with Perfect Pummel. And this one with magazine size. Following that, we have a Marine Super 90 with swap speed and sadist, a SIG 716 with reload speed and flatline. For the gear items, we have a Legatus pair of gloves with hazard and health, and Richter and Kaiser knee pads with skill damage and headshot. Going to the mods, we have Disrupt Resistance 8.6, Seeker Mind Skill Haze 4.8, Shield Damage Bonus 1%, Firefly +1 max target, and Decoy Health of 6.0. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the theater.
Hi there.
Nah, not really. All right.
Thanks.
And let's take all of that love over to New York. Now, first, we're going to do Brooklyn, and then we'll go over to Warlords of New York. All right? All right. Let's go over there. Come on with it. Oop, double loading screen. Come on. Come on. Put me in, coach. There we
Safe area detected.
go. Okay. So we'll do Brooklyn, and then we will finish up with Warlords of New York. Here we go. And for the Brooklyn Venda,
Hey there. You got
starting
something
with
to trade?
the MP7. This is the... It's not the best SMG, but this one with Outsider and armor damage. Okay. Following that, we have a M700 Carbon again. Thunderstrike, crit hit damage. A UIC 15 with health damage and spike. And finally, a PX4 Storm Type T with optimal range and finisher. Going to the gear items, we have a Heligod backpack with hazard, crit damage, and combined arms. An electric pair of gloves with skill damage and weapon handling. You could easily just change the weapon handling to status. That could be pretty good. And finally, for the gear items, a Hanayu mask with hazard and headshot. Going to the mods, we have Ensnare Resistance 8.5, Skill Haste 10.3, Turret Duration 6.0, Hive +4 repair charges, and Sticky Bomb blast radius of 5.0. Now, must-buys, things to look for from Brooklyn. The Heligard backpack's not bad. I'd change the combined arms to Adrenaline Rush. He'd be good. Do like a tanky hazard crit build. That could be pretty fun. But all right, let's finish up the video at the Haven Settlement in Warlords of New York. Our last two vendors, we have Marco at the top of the escalator, and then we have Roy Benitez
Safe area
just
entered.
outside. Here we go. Starting with Marco. Big money, no whammies. Vector, close and I mean, that's not bad. I mean, that's not bad. Tactical Vector SBR 9mm with swap speed and close and personal. Just change the swap speed to damage to targets at a cover. Ooh. Yo. Profit. And we'll talk about that in a second. Next up, we have an MG5 with max LMG damage, crit damage, and ignited. A Marine Super 90 with health damage and close and personal as well. Not bad. You could use that with the Vector. And finally, we have the Prophet. This is the named Magnum with Perfect Determined, and this one with health damage, but you could easily just change that to damage to targets at a cover. Going to the gear items, we have a Habsburg Guard chest piece with explosive resistance, weapon handling, and focus. Channelite gloves with skill damage and status. That's actually a really good pair of gloves. I would pick those up, and if you need to change anything on it, I would change the status effects to skill haste, but you could keep it as it is. And finally, for the gear items, a Heligard holster with skill damage and headshot. Going to the mods, we have Skill Haste 10.1, Repair Skills 15.7, Drone Deflect Duration 6.4, Chem Launcher Skill Haste 5.9, and Trap Duration of 4.2. Now, must-buys, things to look for from Marco. I mean, the Vector's not bad. You would want to be within 7 meters using the Vector, so I mean, that giving you more weapon damage, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Put that with damage to targets at a cover, that could be pretty dirty. Same with the Marine Super 90. Change the health damage to damage to targets at a cover with close and personal, and you could even use that with the Prophet. Just change the health damage to damage to targets at a cover. I mean, put all three of those together on like a close range build, like Hunter's Fury or something like that. That could be deadly, man. Anyways, moving on to Roy Bunny. Oop. But wait, make sure you interact with the dog twice. The first one, you're just interacting. It's the same old same. You're petting the dog. But that second interaction, woo boy, that second interaction's random. He could bark at you. He could try to shake your hand. He could roll over. Let's see what he does. Oh, he's rolling over. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Roy Benitez.
What can I do for you?
Starting with the G36 Charlie. This one with headshot and breadbasket. Following that, we have a military RPK with headshot and overwhelm. A KSG shotty with headshot. What the fuck? Oh, okay. But the pistol has damage to targets at a cover. Okay. The KSG with Headshot and Optimist. And then finally, max damage to targets at a cover on this X45 Tactical with Fast Hands. Going to the gear items, we have a Empress backpack with repair skills, headshot, and opportunistic. Richter and Kaiser knee pads with max explosive resistance, status effects. And finally, a Zoo holster with headshot and crit damage. That's really not bad. That's not bad at all. Change the weapon damage to an armor core. That's a good one. Looking at the mods, we have Headshot 7.0, Repair Skills 15.9, Shield Holstered Regeneration 4.2, Firefly Skill Haste 5.9, and Decoy Health with 6.0. Must buys, things to look for from Roy Benitez. Not really. Not really. I mean, the Zoo holster's not bad. Yeah, not
We're
really.
working with you.
All right. So the big takeaways from today: the Dark Winter, the Emperor's Guard knee pads, the apartment, and the punch trunk. Those are my 4 must-buys for today. That's a really good reset, so check out those items. But that's it for me. I'm Kamikazevondoom. If you found this helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But that's it for me. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Oof. All right.